Liam Neeson stars as Frank Drebin Jr. in the reboot and sequel to the iconic comedy franchise once fronted by Leslie Nielsen. This film had a lot to live up to, and while it doesn't always stick the landing, it is a somewhat fun time. When the city considers closing police squad, Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr. takes on a bank heist and a potential suicide that may be connected. The Naked Gun is a spoof comedy film, and therefore everyone will want to know if it's funny. It is, some of the time. The jokes and gags of The Naked Gun will be familiar to anyone who has seen the prior films or anyone who has seen a spoof film before. They're fast, they're often goofy, sometimes on the nose, occasionally referential, and nearly always hit or miss. The humour won't be for everyone, and it makes this film feel like a throwback or even a little old-fashioned and perhaps tired at times. But when the jokes land, they are very funny. It's just a shame that the really good lines are few and far between, and there aren't quite as many background or subtle jokes in the film for my liking. The film also has a greater emphasis on action compared to the prior entries, perhaps trying to lean into its top stars' specialties. The action is fine, but it often retracts from the dry tone and it comes at the expense of some humour. Sometimes the action is funny, but not enough. It's almost as though the film is stuck between genres, struggling to be a goofy spoof while also trying to excite and thrill. The second half of the film has a clear reliance on action at the expense of jokes, as the film becomes more and more about the action and less about the comedy. Liam Neeson steps into the shoes once donned by the legendary Leslie Nielsen. He presents the character as very dry and serious. There's a gravelly gravitas to his performance, perhaps even too much so at times. He's no Leslie Nielsen. It doesn't always come across as natural or deadpan, but he does a good enough job at making the character likeable, and he's very suitable in the role. Pamela Anderson steals the show, however. She gets many of the film's best lines and gags, and she fits perfectly into this tone, genre, and world. The other side characters don't get anywhere near enough screen time or their share of jokes and gags. The film is so focused on Liam and Pam that it often forgets that the rest of the screen time also needs some attention. The Naked Gun is a decent enough time, and an admirable attempt to reinvigorate the genre and series. The cast is good, with a surprising level of dedication and commitment. Sadly, the jokes and the humour are very hit and miss, and won't appeal to everyone. And while the action is sometimes okay, it is just a little too much at times.